Yaddle Chattle.
It's a Star Wars podcast. It's the #1 fastest rising R-rated Star Wars podcast on the internet. We have checked our iTunes rankings, Jared, and we are up to 2,761 for our rated Star Wars podcast. Look at that. Of course, you know me, dog. My name is Darth David. I'm going to bring the Sith point of view to the program. With me, as always, to my left, your right, the good guy, the baby face. Is he really? Is he really? That's the question I have for all of you. Put them together for Jedi Jared!
Hello, David. How are you today?
Guess no one wanted to clap for you. I guess I have to.
Well, thank you. Thank you, David.
Jared!
Yes, David.
Guess what?
What?
It is episode number 60. 60 is synonymous with?
Not Diamond.
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
60 home runs in 1927. It's got nothing to do with Star Wars.
Okay.
But I did think you should know that.
Okay,
It's an
thank
important number if you're a Yankees fan.
Got it.
If you're not, then 60 is probably a lot of other things. How many seconds in a minute? How many minutes in an hour?
Well,
things like that. But for me, anytime I think of the number 60, I think of Babe Ruth, 60 home runs in 1927.
I usually think of 61.
Roger Maris would get 61 home runs, breaking the Babe's record in what year?
1961.
Excellent.
61 and 61, right?
And Aaron Judge would get 62 home runs in what year?
Is it 2022 or is it 2021?
Come on.
I think it's 2022, right? It was last year.
2022, look at this! Jedi Jared getting the sports questions correct. Only 3 players in the history of American League have hit for 60 home runs or more. All 3 of them are New York Yankees, the Sith Lords of Major League Baseball. So the Empire of Major League Baseball, baby. That's why I root for the Yankees, because they remind me of the Palpatine, of the Vader, of the Empire, of the Imperials, of the number ones. We the ones, Daddy.
So that makes sense because the Cardinals are
McGuire, Sosa, Bonds, National League.
Yeah.
But listen, this ain't baseball chattel.
Ask one question,
please.
Because Ken Griffey was like 3rd place.
Ken Griffey Jr. won in 98.
In that one year. No, but
in that one year of 98. McGuire and Sosa. Correct.
How much did he finish that season?
About 58, I believe.
Oh, so he came super
Seattle
close.
Mariners.
Yeah.
But
they're American League.
But yeah, did not get to the 60 plateau. But he's probably the only guy not on the juice, too. So you give him credit for that.
Yeah.
Now, listen. It ain't baseball chattel.
No,
it's Yaddle Chattle.
It's
a Star Wars podcast. It's a fast rising Star Wars podcast. Just got a shout out from Jimmy Mack of Rebel Force Radio, commented on one of my pictures on the old social media there. And so anytime that we gotta throw a shout out right back into Rebel Force Radio. They're like what you would say the #1 overall Star Wars podcast. We're the #1 Star Wars podcasts for Quentin Tarantino fans, insomniacs, and currently locked up convicts. That's who our audience goes for. It's a much edgier, hardcore Star Wars fan base is what we go for. You know, Rebel Force Radio, good with the families. You and I, not so much. You do not want your family listening to this, even though, Jared,
we both have families.
This Sunday, it's Father's Day, dog.
Yeah.
I got Sith Stanley. Hopefully he has made a little card. I don't know if he's around somewhere. I know he's playing Mario Kart as we speak. I did invite him for a cameo on the show, but I don't know if he's going to take me up on it. And wait a second. Oh my God! Look who's right behind us! Just standing, eerily silent.
You should give him
creepy especially for a podcast cameo. I mean, really scary. This is the kind of thing you see like in music videos at 2 o'clock in the morning where there's a little kid with Would you want to say anything, or are you just going to stand behind Jedi Jared?
Sith Stanley.
You going to say Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there?
Happy Father's Day to all the dads.
Out there.
Out there.
And God bless you.
And God bless
And
you.
God bless Star Wars.
And God bless Star Wars. May the Fourth be with you.
Excellent. Well done. Sith Stanley does his part. Does his part for Yaddle Chattle right there.
Thank you, Stanley.
So before we get into a real topic, quick, best Star Wars dad. We don't have to go nuts. Best Star Wars father.
I guess that would have to be Uncle Owen.
Uncle Owen. Is in a fatherly role.
I suppose. I mean that, or it's gonna be Bail Organa.
Bail Organa. That guy's great.
I think
he's a good dad.
He is a good
You gotta, yeah. I'm closer to it, but now you have to get in front of the microphone.
yeah, okay.
No. Like your body, yes. It's amazing. 60 episodos in.
I still don't know how to do it.
Multiple times, I have to tell you to speak into the mic. Isn't it amazing?
It is.
I'm not even gonna yell at you because it's Father's Day.
Oh, thank you.
But I might though strangle you though. I might have to get an extension cord and just choke you from behind and choke you out.
Okay.
I won't yell, but I might have to kill you.
Okay.
Because at some point, yeah, it's gonna drive me insane. Now, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Anakin.
Yes.
Not a good dad?
I would say, well, I mean, he redeemed himself.
That's my point. You're going with Bail. I'm going with Anakin. Sure, he made mistakes. You know, it's like what dad hasn't gotten drunk at a wedding?
Killed your mother.
You know?
Killed your
what
mom,
dad hasn't
tried to kill your uncle.
Yeah, suffocated people.
Killed the guy that raised you.
Committed mass murder.
Yeah.
You know, what dad hasn't had some of these issues? But at the end of the day, who was there for his son? Who was there for his family? Anakin Skywalker was. So I'm sorry, Mr. Bail Organa. I'm going with Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader as the father of the year in the Star Wars galaxy. And according to my calculations, I was right. I win the debate. 5 points for me. Now, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And I guess happy Mother's Day if we didn't say it. Now I feel like I forget if we said it or not. I feel like we did.
No, you did actually like a Mother's Day story.
Thank you.
After about how you almost killed some guy.
At the supermarket parking lot.
Yeah.
I was picking up a pizza and old George Carlin nearly hits me with his car going 80 miles an hour. And then he hits his brakes and starts yelling. So yes, I took out a baseball bat and I said, "Get back in your vehicle, old George Carlin, or I'm going to kill you." Really happy that the police haven't done anything with that situation.
Me too.
Now, Jared.
Yes.
I can't believe I'm going to say this first news story that we're going to cover right here on Yaddle Chattle. But goddamn, deja vu all over again.
Yeah?
Did we not say that these big announcements of these new movies, they better come out as scheduled? Kathleen Kennedy made a big deal. Star Wars movie in 2025, 2027, 2029. 3 new movies, that's the schedule. Okay, Kathleen, good. I like it. Every 2 years, gives us some breathing room. If the movie's good, you can go and watch it for about a year. That happens to me. I'll still watch it after a year. If the movie stinks, the people will be debating it like The Last Jedi for a year and a half, but then 2 years goes by, people are ready for the next one. Totally fine, right? It's been announced today. Disney, yet again, announces delays for all of their movies. The Avatars, the Marvels, and yes, the first Star Wars movie planned for 2025 has been moved back to 2026. And even crazier, learning 0 lessons. What? You're making some crazy ass face.
I think it was actually. Hold on, let me see if I
Go ahead. What? You think it was what? What?
No, so the first one was pushed So the Rey movie is going to come out, I think, to December 2025.
One was pushed from December 2025 to May 26.
Okay, sorry, I read that wrong.
Jesus Christ. Not only are you a quibbler and a show killer, but the whole fucking point of the story was that it was bumped from 2025, right?
Yeah, okay.
So how would that make sense that it got bumped from 2025 to 2025? Right?
May 25 to...
No. Quibbler, you did it again.
Okay.
You just decided to, stupidly quibble a
All
goddamn
right.
point. I know, all right. But I'm full steam ahead, Davy Mack, and then you quibble, and then you're wrong with your quibbling point.
Okay.
Disney will delay the 2025 Star Wars movie until May 2026. As I said, you want to quibble again?
No.
Here's the point that makes me extra crazy. They then say they're going to have the second Star Wars movie in December of 2026. So again, in a 5 or 6 month period, you're going to have 2 Star Wars films. Who does this benefit? Disney. It's proven that you can't put out 2 Star Wars films in a 5 or 6 month period. It's not Marvel. It is not Marvel. And it's shocking to me that they're going to repeat that they've already repeated the same mistake of announcing a movie that then they immediately delay. How many goddamn times is this going to happen? And then on top of that, they're doing the same thing with The Last Jedi and Solo. They destroyed the Solo box office by doing this.
Well, I think they destroyed the Solo box office because The Last Jedi wasn't well received, or as well received.
Exactly. That's my point why you don't do 2 Star Wars movies in a year. There's no reason for the risk. If the movie's good, people will watch it for that year. If the movie sucks, then you want to have the window of an extra year before you bring in your next movie to get the bad taste out of people's mouths. There is no benefit to this.
I mean, they could. So I actually don't see this because it's a Disney-wide thing. I won't actually give shit to Kathleen Kennedy. This sounds like a Bob Iger board decision to do.
But the 2 movies in the same year has to be a Kathleen Kennedy decision, and if it's not, she's powerless.
Well, no, what I'm going to say is this puts a shit ton of pressure on her if the Indiana
Jones... It's over, man.
Well, no, if the Indiana Jones movie just completely bombs, I think Iger will fire on the spot.
Forget it! Forget this!
But no.
In and of itself, Lucasfilm and Disney have guaranteed that second Star Wars movie will not be a huge box office hit. Sorry!
Unless, it puts pressure on her to make sure that first movie, gets it right.
The first movie may, because by 2026, that'll be 7 years between Star Wars movies. Rise of Skywalker came out in 2019. My point is, you might get people who just need to see a Star Wars movie, and they might go there. But I guarantee you, just like Solo, that second Star Wars movie will get nothing. I guarantee it. And when that happens, Kathleen Kennedy needs to go. And Iger and these people need to start fresh. Seriously, if you can't get it together, I used to joke about being hired by Lucasfilm. I will do a better job, Iger. Because right now, it seems lost.
You know...
Why? When you have the evidence that fans can't take 2 Star Wars movies in a year, why are you doing it again?
I don't think it's that at all. I think that if the movie is good, people will be clamoring for more Star Wars.
Disagree. In 1977, the reason why Star Wars became a massive hit was because people kept going back to the theater to watch it. If the movie's great, right? If the Kathleen Kennedy Rey movie's great in 2026, You can have a year in the theaters.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Yes,
dude.
it does.
You tell me the last time a movie was in the theaters for like a year.
Star Wars movies are in the theater for a year.
I don't know about that.
Avengers, Infinity Wars, and Endgame were in the theater for almost a year.
Really?
Yes, they were.
I
Yes.
don't know. I think they make their money in the first quarter. Maybe the first 6 to 8 weeks is exactly when they're going to make as much money as they're possibly going to make.
If the movie sucks.
Well, no. I think in general, you hear this now that like the Mario Brothers movie's been out for what, 2 months now? And it crossed the $1 billion mark at 6 weeks or some shit like that. Like, it's beat out Frozen. It's the second most earned like animated film of all time.
Right.
Like, that's as much as it's probably going to make. Like, it might make some here and there, but they're either going to make their money on any kind of video on demand rentals, on any kind of
You're not understanding the point, dude. Star Wars is too big. It's too layered. There's too much mythology around Star Wars. So the fans, like myself, we need longer than a couple months to digest and ruminate around the Star Wars. Dude, don't take my word for it. We have the fucking example. We have it. We have Episode 8 in Solo. And Solo's entire run got cut off. And yes, part of it was the polarizing reviews and reaction to Episode 8. But that wasn't the only reason. It's too much Star Wars in that period of time. George Lucas knew what he was doing with one every 3 years. I thought, hey, you know what? A good compromise is one every 2 years. I like that. I was excited for that. It feels like then you're getting Star Wars. But again, if the movie bombs, you get a little distance. If the movie's great, I can be watching it, rewatching it. And again, okay, even if it's not in the theater, Jared, what I'm saying is, I'm watching it on Disney Plus. I'm watching that movie at home. I'm looking at, we're Yaddle Chattling about that movie for weeks and weeks and weeks. So we don't need to have a new goddamn movie so quick.
Here's the other thing, though. If the Rey movie bombs and doesn't like do well, gets like a Last Jedi or even worse, a Solo,
fire everyone. If the Rey movie bombs, have this be a goddamn St. Valentine's Massacre in Chicago, where Al Capone took out all of his goddamn rivals in one fell swoop. That's what I need. I need a St. Valentine's Day Massacre at Disney. All of them get out. Out!
I would say, here's just my opinion, they could just push the James Mangold movie back.
Yes! That's what I've been saying, Daddy! First of all, the James Mangold movie was supposed to be back in 2027 anyway. So this announcement is that they've actually moved it up. They've moved one movie back and one movie up!
But they can move... Was the James Mangold movie supposed to come out at the December 2027? Like, all I know...
They were all December releases.
Okay. So
I believe, or May. It doesn't matter. So they were all 2 years apart.
If they put the Rey movie at May 2026 and it doesn't do well, they could always push the Mangold movie back to May or even December of 2027.
They're not doing that.
But they could.
I know, but why are you saying they could? I mean, you're just being hypothetical. That's not happening. So let's not worry about what they could do. Let's worry about what they're doing.
Well, I'm just...
May 26 is the Rey movie.
Yeah.
December 26 is the Mangold movie.
Okay.
It's too soon. It's too goddamn soon.
Okay.
When that Rey movie comes out and people are nonplussed about it, don't blame the Mangold movie for sucking the way you blame Solo for sucking, even though it was good. Blame yourselves for being a bunch of inept idiots.
They won't have anyone else
who just
blame.
Don't know, apparently, how to run Star Wars. It's becoming more and more apparent. I'm getting frustrated.
Well, you know...
we learned that one movie gets bumped back and one movie gets bumped up and it makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. And how many times do we have to have these announcements which are fake? Ready for the big announcement at Star Wars Celebration? Yay! Sure we are, Kathleen. But guess what? There's a good 50% chance that all of these announcements are total bullshit. Anyway, who's ready for the announcement? Woo! I mean, not as much now that I learned that 50% are BS.
I think
but
that if the movie sucks,
Hey.
it'll be a very big indicator that
The movie sucks. I'm firing you.
Okay.
I'm firing Kathleen Kennedy. All right. I'm firing Sis Stanley. I'm firing Iger. All right. I'm firing Lucas. I'm firing everybody.
You can't fire George.
I'm firing everyone.
It's not his fault. It wouldn't be George's fault. And if anything, they should bring George on as a consultant.
I don't want anything to do with those goddamn white slavers at Disney. You kidding me? Consultant? Consult this, jerk-offs.
Yeah,
I told you. I gave you
Well,
all
what
the
about the-
ideas.
what about the buffet,
hey,
George?
JJ, where are the grandkids? Where are the grandkids in episodes 7, 8, and 9? You little four-eyed prick.
What
You
about
little Barton Fink, wannabe, film auteur jerk-off.
He's not an
you know?
auteur. He doesn't have
Yeah,
any.
yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't
you
have
know,
one artistic bone in his
Well,
body.
the next thing you should open up from your mystery box is a sign that says "Go F yourself." All right, Abrams. You're no Steven. I'll tell you that much. Why Steven has anything to do with your little ass, I got no idea. Must have some compromising pictures of him and Capshaw. Anyway, I'm George Lucas. I'm out of here. Hey, Kathleen Kennedy, if I ever see you on the sidewalk, you better cross the street, bitch. All right, now George Lucas signing off. See you later, Yaddle.
I don't know, Jared. I'm fired up, obviously.
You know what?
I get mad at basic decisions which seem so easy, and the powers that be don't do it. It's like being a sports fan where I'm a Yankees guy. Back to the Yankees just for a second.
Yes.
Where literally Yankee fans were begging and begging and begging last year for Joey Gallo to get released from the team because he was terrible. This year, Aaron Hicks to get released from the team because he was terrible. They finally did it. But they've been terrible for 4 or 5 years. And the decision is so obvious and so clear to anyone who follows the Yankees and has passion for the game of baseball and knows just a little bit about the sport. And yet, the powers that be, the management, right? All the people making millions and millions of dollars, they all knew better than all of us. When in fact, it turns out they didn't. They've now had to release both guys because they're absolutely terrible. It's the same thing with Star Wars. Constantly thinking that they know better than us when you don't. You've now proven in the last 4 years or so, you don't know better than the fans. You don't know the fans. You don't really know how Star Wars is executed. You haven't gone to school on the approach that George Lucas created and the amount of unparalleled success that he had. Why don't you just literally look at everything George did, at least for the original trilogy, and copy it? And I'm not talking about story-wise. I'm talking about promotion. I'm talking about release schedule. I'm talking about how to keep your shit out there. I'm just talking about a game plan.
All that sounds like strength.
I need to get a water. Can you stretch?
Sure. All that sounds to me kind of like strengths that Kathleen Kennedy should have, given her, 50 plus years or 40 plus years in the business.
Yeah, I'm starting to question if she was ever an important part of the Indiana Jones movie. See, this is the problem I have with Kathleen Kennedy. I've been the one defending her on Yaddle Chattle.
Yes.
And now she's letting me down. You don't want to, have goddamn Darth David on you. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to start getting mad and start going back and looking at your career, looking at the documentaries. Yeah, the fact that she worked with Steven Spielberg all throughout the 80s gives her a golden resume until you start watching the documentaries, because I have. And when you watch the ILM doc and you watch Indiana Jones docs that are available on YouTube, I just found someone who put all of the behind the scenes, like DVD of Indiana Jones out there. It's great. And in a lot of these documentaries, when Kathleen Kennedy is on screen, she goes, I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't know what to do. I'm just, I told Steven, I said, well, how are we going to do this? She comes across constantly like she doesn't know what she's doing, but she will rely on Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, and ILM to get the magic done.
Well,
exactly what good is she? After watching a lot of documentaries recently, I haven't found one time. Go back and watch the Indiana Jones documentaries on YouTube. I just did. Go watch the ILM documentary on Disney Plus. I just did. I haven't found one time where Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, hell, Dennis Muren. I haven't found one time where they say, this is what Kathleen Kennedy brought to the table. This is the contribution. This was Kathleen Kennedy's idea. Of all of the documentaries that you get, you can't find one time where Kathleen Kennedy had a good idea for E.T., Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, so on and so forth. Folks, go ahead and go find me the one big Kathleen Kennedy idea. I'm waiting for it.
I don't think she's an idea person. I don't think she's like a Jerry Bruckheimer, Joel Silver producer. I think she's like...
So what does she do as a producer? She's a glorified secretary?
No. And I actually saw this on the Facebook algorithm caused this to pop up on my feed, where it was all you haters who say all Kathleen Kennedy did was get coffee on the sets of all these movies. I think that she was able to, probably manage money very well, where a lot of creative types aren't good with managing money.
I agree with you. So why is this person in charge of Lucasfilm?
I think
she doesn't need to be CEO. She could be the COO, Chief Operations Officer. Handle the money. Don't handle the creativity, because she don't know what she's doing, I don't think.
I think there's an optics perspective of having a woman in charge of two of the biggest properties in film history.
I don't care who's in charge. I just want my Star Wars to be good, and I want it to be done right.
I agree. I think the problem is that she's getting involved with creative decisions when she should be deferring creative decisions to people who understand the IP.
You're gosh darn tootin', Jared.
So...
you're gosh darn tootin' on that one. You finally said something. You know what? Give yourself 4 points.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Champion.
Okay. If you hadn't said Mr. Champion, those 4 points were coming off the books. You instantly corrected it. Give yourself 1 more point.
Thank you, Mr.
For
Champion.
the proper title.
Mr. Champion.
Don't be condescending.
I'm
Are these sarcastics?
No, these are... I always like
3 more points.
I always like calling you Mr. Champion.
Because I am Mr. Champion. I am Mr. Champion. That's what people call me in my day-to-day life, folks. Not always Darth David. They just call me Mr. Champion because I command that kind of respect. I demand it. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, listen, she's not creative, but there's common sense here. You had this play out with Last Jedi and Solo.
I don't think
5 months between Star Wars movies or 6 months between Star Wars movies is not enough time. I'm calling it. Even if the second movie's really, really good, right? I'm not saying the second movie won't be good. I'm saying you're leaving money on the table. I'm saying if the second movie is really, really good, I bet you're looking at a $700, $800 million movie rather than a $2 billion movie.
Well, that's a
lot of money to leave on the table.
Like I said, I think a lot of this actually depends on how good this Rey movie is. And it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on her because Rey, the sequel trilogy and this movie will kind of be her legacy. Like, people are always
They better kill it with this Rey. They better kill it with this Rey. I thought it was a big mistake. Should have went with Finn.
I mean,
I'm on the record. I'm on the record.
I don't think he wants to come back.
Give John Boyega the money he deserves and give him the story he deserves. He'll come back. Guy's a lifelong Star Wars fan. You're going to say, you know what? We apologize. Had his $60 million plus a movie where you're an ass-kicking Jedi for 2 hours. How does that sound for you, pal?
I don't know if they're going to give him 60
he go like this. Yeah.
But I mean, there are opportunities.
Should have went with Finn. Because Rey should have been the mysterious mystery box or MacGuffin that Finn will eventually have to reach out and find when some sort of galactic struggle gets even larger. And he'll say, I'm going to, I need a little help here. I'll find Rey. That's why you should have went with Finn first.
You know what? Honestly, I will withhold judgment until the movie comes out. I agree with you.
I'm
more looking forward to the Mangold and Filoni films.
Let's talk about Mangold.
Okay.
Mangold says, ho, ho, ho. My movie. Where I told Kathleen Kennedy it's going to be the 10 Commandments of Star Wars. Everyone's saying it's Jedi Sith Origins. Mangold says, ho, ho, ho. I didn't say Jedi and Sith Origins. I said Origins of the Force. Now, what does that mean to Jedi Jared? What are we talking here? He is saying, well, hold on. I didn't say Jedi, Sith. I'm saying this is a Force origin story. How we, what do you take from that? Let's go.
I take that the Force wielding and Force sensitivity comes in all shapes and sizes, as we've seen throughout the Clone Wars, we've seen in Rogue One, we've seen all of these Force-sensitive people that aren't Jedi or Sith. I think when you get into Jedi and Sith, you're getting more into ideology, whereas the Force is more of, it's an entity. It doesn't know good or bad. The Force can be used for good or bad.
This is almost like discovering God. Is that what we're going to be doing here?
So more like 2001 or 2010. I think it's just that, how do you get... So it has to start somewhere.
It's a fascinating idea. If we're literally going to see, like, maybe some, an alien or a human, and they're kind of like walking around and things start happening and their hands start vibrating and they realize, like, they can make shit float and stuff. Like, the concept is interesting. And I'm sure if it means Origins of the Force, regardless of what Mangold says, there's going to be an implication of here are the first Jedi or the people who lead to the first Jedi, and here's the group that leads to the first Sith.
Well, yeah, so you kind of see, like...
You're going to have a good and bad struggle.
Sure, and it could be more of a Cain and Abel type of thing, where one is righteous and one is jealous. And
I like that. That's a good idea for a change, Kathleen Kennedy, and that didn't even come from Darth David, the golden idea machine. That came from, with all due respect, usually the shit idea machine, Jedi Jared. But I like the Cain and Abel concept a lot.
You have to have somewhere where people develop the Force push and pull.
Hold on. Cain and Abel. We could even call them like Canis and Abelosler. Go ahead, please. I'm trying to Star Wars up their names.
Got it.
Continue.
The Force lightning has to come.
Hold on, time out. Okay. Back to the Cain and Abel thing.
Okay.
I'm scrapping it.
Okay.
I'm going with Cain versus his other great opponent, The Undertaker.
Oh, I knew you were going with that. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
You're calling me predictable.
No, I just got the joke. I've been around you long enough. I know.
You're a quibbler and a call out the joke guy.
I'm not call out the joke guy.
I'm going to spare you.
I'm going to
spare how awful you've been on today's episode, only because you gave blood today?
Yes, I did.
What time did you give blood?
$2.45.
What'd you? Did they give you like a orange juice and chocolate chip cookie or something?
Yeah, I had some cookies.
What kind?
Nana's, grandma's cookies.
That's the kind they give. They didn't even give you chocolate chip.
Oh no, I had Oreos. I like Oreos.
Oh, you like Oreos? What about orange juice?
No, I didn't want any OJ. I don't want any juice.
Okay. One time I gave blood to get into Grey Adventure.
That's a great gift.
Right? Well, it wasn't a smart idea because apparently I gave too much blood. And then, like, I could barely, like, after one roller coaster, I'm like, I think I'm going to die. So I think it's time to go.
It's time to have a couple of funnel cakes. Some churros and some funnel cakes.
I was on, like, the Great American Scream Machine after giving, like, 3 pints of blood. And I'm like, I'm feeling close to death.
That's
like, in a very real way.
That's how you just dated that so much because it's not even there. It's it's like the Green Lantern ride is where it is.
The Green Lantern. Hey man, the Great American Scream Machine. That was a coaster, baby.
Well, actually,
I know they put a lot of DC stuff.
It's all
now.
DC
It's Batman,
proper.
Robin,
Superman,
Superman.
yeah.
I know. Still a great park though for
Oh,
coasters.
yeah, it's great.
I always say, in terms of vibe, obviously nothing's gonna beat a Disney. Nothing beats a Disney in terms of vibe. But if you want roller coasters, you come to the Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. Goodness gracious. They got like 40 of the biggest big-time roller coasters out there in the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen. It's only 15 minutes from my house.
Yeah, no.
West, Jackson.
Yes.
On 138.
I know. You ever been to Loretta?
Loretta?
Yeah, the winery. It's another 15 minutes southwest of Six Flags.
I don't do that. I don't do some kind of winery. What am I? Paul Giamatti in Sideways, going around from winery to winery.
Dude, when they
with the guy from from Spider-Man 3.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Thomas Hayden Church. How did you remember? You know, I gave yourself another 4 points.
Fucking loved Wings. I used to watch Wings all the
No,
time on
no
USA.
one knows. I mean, I'm actually impressed that you remembered the name Thomas Hayden Church. I couldn't remember anyone's name from Wings except for Tim Daly, right? He was the star.
Yes.
Yeah.
However,
Wings.
while interning for Opie and Anthony, they sent me somewhere. I had to go 57th Street out by Carnegie Hall, and I saw Steven Weber on the street.
Oh, I liked him. He was the
brother, the younger
brother.
brother.
He's the funny one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him, and I went right up to him. I'm like, fucking loved you in Wings, man.
What did he say?
He's like, thank you.
He did. It was nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was super cool.
I love when that happens in New York. That happened all the time. I one time saw Shane McMahon walking into a Subway. Vince's son. I'm like, that's pretty awesome. He was going right in. And he had no one with him. No friends, no bodyguards.
He was just Shane McMahon.
He's just Shane McMahon
the
walking
sub.
down in the Subway, baby.
Wait, walking into a Subway?
Walking down the stage in order to take a Subway ride.
I thought he was getting a sandwich.
No,
into
a Subway station.
Oh, a Subway station. Got it.
Don't know if Shane O'Mac would do that now. Post-pandemic, New York Subway station is worse than Arkham Asylum, for Christ's sakes.
Nah, not
Yes, it is, Quibbler. Can you just...
I ride the Subway all the time.
I know, but where's the comedic value in saying no? Where's the comedic value in saying
You're
no?
right.
No, they're actually safe.
You're right.
See, where do we go from there? No, actually, they're doing well, Dave.
Well...
Oh, good. Okay, can you tell me?
All right,
well,
fine.
crime has lessened 1.2%.
No.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point, baby.
Okay.
See how we rock and roll?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Jared.
Yes, David.
Another story that emerged is that Andor cost. No wonder they need some movies. They're doing 2 movies in the same year. Andor cost them $20 million per episode, which at 12 episodes comes basically
$240 million.
240, and they said round it up. So basically, Andor came up with $250 million. Now, it looked like it. I'll say this though, it looked like it.
Worth every penny.
I mean, that's why the show looked so great. Because it didn't. That's why it didn't look like a show. Let's be honest. That's why it looked like a movie.
Yeah.
That was theater quality the entire time, and that's what we were saying.
But therein lies the thing. They got 12 episodes, so about what, like 5-6 hours. Maybe more?
Yeah, around there, right?
Let's say we'll give them.
Yeah, they were almost an hour, 50 minutes to an hour.
So let's say about 7 or 8 hours.
I'll say 6.
6 hours?
I think that's fair.
6 hours. So that's more or less 3 movies.
So that's not so bad if you look at it like that.
Yeah.
Because that's like 100. No, it's like.
You got.
I'm not good at math. Oh, 80 million. That's like 80 million a movie.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, absolutely.
That's not bad at all for Star Wars.
And to consider, like, most Star Wars budgets probably start at $200 million. Now, again,
you know what?
You're
not bad.
You're not going to get.
It's not bad, Iger. Don't panic. We just broke it down for you. You made 3 $80 million Star Wars movies. Don't panic, Bob. Because my biggest fear is that we're going to see less Star Wars on Disney Plus. Only because right now it feels disorganized. I'm sorry, but I don't have a lot of faith in the Star Wars organization. I have faith in Star Wars always. Always, 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 because there's so much there.
But you're not getting a lot of original a lot of the Disney Plus content isn't like as awesome as a Star Wars property. Like, even a show, what was that? The Mysterious Benedict Society we watched. It was a cute little kid show, but I think they canceled.
What was it? Benedict Cumberbatch?
No, the Mysterious Benedict Society. It had what's her face from what was it?
Benedict Cumberbatch was in it,
though?
though?
No, but that would be a great trivia.
I mean, what, how come the name Benedict Cumberbatch is in the title?
No, it's just the Mysterious Benedict Society.
Oh.
But Benedict Cumberbatch, that would make a great trivia.
I mean, my opinion, that's another failing on Kathleen Kennedy's part.
That's not her, though.
Well, listen, you have a show called The Amazing Benedict. You got to have Benedict Cumberbatch. That's just my personal opinion. That's on you, Kennedy. Now...
They also brought, they rebooted the Mighty Ducks, and it just didn't
stupid. They're rebooting bad properties. Like, come on, man. Now, Tony Gilroy did say he feels like he was supported, got very lucky that he got all that support by Disney.
He's an Oscar, award-winning.
Yeah.
His Bourne movies made shit ton of money.
Listen, maybe that nut should be running Star Wars. I mean, can you imagine? He knows about as much about Star Wars as Kathleen Kennedy, I can tell you that. She don't know anything. And he don't know anything too, but at least he's brilliant.
No, I think he's just got some nerd, and he's like, okay, how do I make this
He writes great movies, and then he tells I guarantee you, the things are in parentheses. Such and such goes to planet. And then some nerd comes in and he's like, Blockachu! He comes in and fills in all the goddamn words and
gives
phrases.
them names and stuff like that.
Gives them names. But he's writing important stuff. And then the Lucasfilm Story Group comes in and writes in aliens and stuff.
Andor's on this mining planet, and he's in the seedy part of town, and he's looking for his sister, and he goes into the seedy dive bar, and all of this stuff. And then the guy's like, oh, and he drinks this alcoholic beverage. And then some nerd comes in, and he's like, he's on this planet, which is now a moon of this planet.
Lucasfilm, that's when they come in. But listen, did his way work or what?
Yes, no, it did.
Andor and Rogue One are sensational. I give Rogue One some. Gareth Edwards needs to get the love too, but Tony Gilroy is a part of 2 fantastic Star Wars entities that needs to be taken very seriously.
See, what I would do with him is give him what Christopher Nolan had at Warner Brothers, which is you make a Batman movie, and then you do whatever the hell you want. And then whatever the hell you want makes a shit ton of money, like Inception and Interstellar and stuff like that. Great. Just keep making those fucking Batman movies, man.
It's
interesting. It's not a bad deal.
Well, a quick side note. They're saying Warner Brothers is trying to lure Christopher Nolan back. I guess this new movie, he doesn't do it with Warner Brothers?
No, he's...
The guy who invented the atomic bomb?
Oppenheimer? No.
Oppenheimer?
He's at a different studio now.
All right, now, next one. Scientists have found a Tatooine-like planet. For the first time ever, a planet, not only just because it's desertous, but because of the 2 suns. Binary sunset.
Oh. How far away?
It's going to take us, they think, about 1,000 years, me and you, to travel there. But I say we get going. Let's just freeze ourselves.
Sure.
All right. We'll figure. We'll contact Disney, and go ask the same guy. I guess it's an ice cream parlor where they keep Walt Disney's head next to the chocolate chip mint. And we're going to do the same sort of freezing process. Me, you, Walt Disney, and Ted Williams are all going to get frozenly
Don't forget
frozen.
the Duke.
Who?
Gotta take
John Wayne?
Yeah, we gotta take.
He's
Duke.
frozen too?
I think his head's frozen.
I didn't
too.
know that.
Yeah.
I know Ted Williams and Walt Disney. I'm into it. It brings me to a question. Star Wars best. Best planet. Most iconic planet.
I mean, I suppose Tatooine would
Gotta
be
be Tatooine.
I guess, but I mean,
2 suns. Tough to beat that.
if you're talking pleasant-wise, probably
Yeah,
either
give me-
Yavin 4 or Endor.
Endor?
The moon.
The moon of Endor?
The forest moon of Endor. Or was it Yavin 4? The moon on Yavin 4?
I've been there to Endor, by the way. Beautiful place.
Star Tours?
Beautiful. No. When my cousin got married in Northern California,
Oh.
I went to the Redwood Forest.
Okay.
It was fantastic.
I'm sure. Those trees are ancient, man.
They're very large.
Yeah, because they're old.
I don't know how they get so big.
Lots of rain.
Oh, is that how?
Lots of participants.
Give yourself 1 point. Give yourself 1 point for that.
Thank you, Mr. Champion.
For me, I know that there are a lot of stuff went down, but I gotta go with that plan at the end of Rogue One with the beautiful beach.
Oh yeah.
And Scarif.
Scarif, yeah.
Scarif. If I had to choose my Star Wars vacation planet, I'm thinking of I'm going Scarif.
What about that place, that hedonistic place that Andor went to as soon as he got
That
on
was
Monday?
great. I like that place. That place was fun because it looked like there was a lot of stuff to do.
It's all the rich people.
You know,
It's like the Hamptons or Martha's
What
Vineyard.
about the gambling place from Last Jedi?
Canto Bight.
Canto Bight. That seems like fun. And there was beaches there, but the beaches weren't like, I like that real Caribbean blue water beach that Scarif had.
Yeah, that looked like
this had more of like England
beach,
Yeah.
very gray cliffs.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of beach, man.
No,
Doesn't feel like a lot
you
of
want
fun.
white sand beaches.
That's
and
what I need.
Clear turquoise blue
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. So I'm going with Scarif would be mine. Your vacation was Yavin?
Yeah,
Fair
why
enough.
not?
Fair enough.
Go camping.
Next story. Dad finds 35-year-old Star Wars action figure while digging in California. He finds Palpatine. Now, the reason why this story made my radar is I believe I have told this on Yaddle Chattle, have I not?
Oh, where you buried everything?
When I was a kid, I put all of my, not all, but a good 70% of my Star Wars guys, 40 to 50 Star Wars guys in a treasure chest, a treasure chest. Then I buried the treasure chest in my backyard. I made a map so that I could find the chest one day. However, because I was 8 and obviously a little stupid moron, I put the map inside the treasure chest, thereby burying the map along with the chest. Little Davy Mac obviously didn't have a lot of intelligence. Some would argue hasn't acquired a lot to this very day. But I'll tell you one thing that Big Davy Mac wouldn't do is bury a goddamn treasure map that's going to lead me to the treasure chest.
I told you how to fix
That's stupid.
I told you how to fix this problem. You got metal detector.
I know. So, by the way, when I was 15, me and my friends got a bunch of shovels and dug up this gigantic section of our backyard. My dad came home from work and freaked out. It was bigger than, like, you could have buried Andre the Giant's casket in, like, the pit that we had made. It was a good, like, 5 feet wide, 8 feet long, and about, like, 10 feet deep. We had to get ladders to get out of it. And he's like, you've ruined the backyard. I said, I'm trying to find the Star Wars action figures. They said, everyone go home. We're going to talk/beat David now for the next 2 hours. But if I ever found those guys, they said this guy's getting something like $500, $1,000 for this. First of all, it's not even in a cardboard box or anything.
That's why he's getting it. Like, if it had been mint.
Dude, if I could find these guys, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Mint 10 could get you like 30 grand.
I got all these guys.
Didn't you see that?
I know where the house is. It's in Spring Lake, New Jersey. Hell, I don't live there anymore. 701 3rd Avenue.
Oh, Jesus.
You want to help
Dox
me?
those poor people who live there.
All right, don't dox them. Don't dox them. They're nice people. My parents sold the house a long time ago. They're nice people. Don't bother them. But I will tell you this. If someone will help me, here's what I'm thinking. We go, we ring the doorbell, we say, we need to check your backyard. Let's get a bunch of, like, fake outfits that makes us look like we work for the energy company and say there's some wires in your backyard that are dangerous right now. We need to do some digging. See, we're going to go undercover as Con Edison or something. And then let's dig and let's get those action figures and get the hell out of there before the people, wise up.
They're, like, you got to think also, is it going to be in good condition when you open the box?
Oh, yeah. This guy buried... You could still tell that it was Palpatine, and he didn't, like I said, bury it in a box or anything.
Oh, wow. And he got, like...
It was under the earth for 35 years.
Oh, wow. Do it then.
Star Wars open world video game is causing some buzz. Talk to me about that.
It's like the Grand Theft Auto of Star Wars.
Right. Red Dead Redemption of Star Wars?
Possibly.
By the way, does the Yaddle Chattle audience know that Darth David made appearances in both Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto? Acted-wise.
Yes.
Grand Theft Auto, I think it was Vice City. I did a sketch with Will Forte from the Saturday Night Live where we did a fake radio show. It was called the Martin Sirius Show. And I was Smithy the Stunt Boy. And at some point...
Was that Vice City or was that Vice City Stories?
Vice City Stories, something like that. I know the word Vice was in it. And then for Red Dead Redemption, I was actually one of the villains that you had to capture. I was Perry Rose. If you hear this thing, come out, wherever you are. And I'm your Huckleberry. And ow! Because when you're shooting me, they said make noises like you're getting shot. So, ow!
I'm pretty sure I've shot you before.
So, if you ever hear of Smithy the Stunt Boy from Grand Theft Auto or Perry Rose from Red Dead Redemption 1, that's me.
I love how...
Now a little respect on my name, okay?
I love how Laszlo put in all of those, like, inside jokes. Like, the first, like, story arc is with a...
I don't know who the hell Laszlo is.
Oh.
But all I know is I was in those games.
He's the guy who hired you.
I forgot about that guy, believe it or not.
He's the guy who hired you.
Yeah.
He's like, I love Ron Bennington. I love Ron and Fez.
I
love
know.
Owen
I was just trying to make it about my accomplishment
Oh.
rather than once again you tying it to someone else.
Well, I was just going to say, like, the first arc in Red Dead Redemption...
Thanks, I know.
Is
I'm trying to make it a big deal that
And
I starred in 2 multi-billion-dollar games, but you have to bring it to Ron and Fez and O&A. So I just want to thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime. I think it's going to be huge. That's going to probably be one of the next video games I get.
Which one?
The Star Wars open world game.
Really?
Yeah. I don't play much anymore. I don't have time.
The only thing about open world games that I'm not, huge on is I do need missions and goals and stuff, you know?
That's why I kind of like the Assassin's Creed series. It's fairly open world, but there's so much like story to do.
What about a good old-fashioned Mario? Mario 64 practically invented open world games, did it not?
Yeah.
It was the first one to go 360 in all different directions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have goals. You have, like, the 120 stars I got to get to before I can beat Bowser.
Well,
right? So
they have story mode. What I've found is that some of the maps have gotten too big, where it's like there's way too much shit.
That's what okay, so as the star of Red Dead Redemption, Perry Rose, the most famous character in the game, I obviously purchased the title and I tried to play it. I felt like I was riding on horseback from scene to scene, or like from board to board. Like, I felt like I'm riding on horseback longer than I'm playing. I'm like, can I just get to the next board to shoot someone? I don't need to be riding on horseback for, 18 minutes around the countryside in order to, this is crazy.
But you know what, though? That game did something that no other game series has ever done. That particular game. And I thought this was one of the best things a video game's ever done.
It had Perry Rose in it.
Yes.
Right? That's what you're going to say.
Yes.
Okay.
So
What's the second best thing?
Second best, so there's three. The second best, the third one, and I'll go backwards. The third one was they named the place Plainview or Plainfield, Plainview after
Daniel Plainview.
Yeah,
from There Will Be Blood.
It's all oil fields. And I was like, that's great.
That's cool.
And then the other one is when you cross into Mexico, it starts playing that song on the guitar. Was it Jose Gonzalez, So Far Away? And he's like, you're riding into like, the way it was timed, like when I played, it was riding into sunset while the song's playing. It's fucking great.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great game.
It was such a great game.
They know what they're doing. Any other comments?
Perry Rose rules.
I like to do Star Wars.
I did actually do some show prep today because we were talking about.
That's shocking.
I came up with an idea called worst Star Wars takes.
Okay, talk to me.
So
give me one.
So I have two because it's
we'll
always
save one for next week. We already got 56 minutes on this program.
Fine.
Let's go, Daddy.
Then I'll go with this one.
Extend it.
This will piss you off.
Give me the worst Star Wars take for today.
This is from comicbookresources.com.
I like how you're giving the title. Comicbookresources.com.
CBR.com.
All right.
They're a clickbait site.
I appreciate it.
So this is by Nicholas Brooks. Han didn't deserve the Millennium Falcon, and Solo proved that.
What is the point? I mean, okay, Han did not deserve the Millennium Falcon. Okay, give us the reasoning. I'm sure you read this article.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he goes,
but
Lando might have been a piece of shit, but he took care of his ship, and once Han got it, he kind of trashed it.
Oh my God! Into the mic though.
He goes, Han, on the other hand, may have let the ship be pushed to new limits and prove itself in both speed and strength. He also could have done the same with a highly capable ship. Plus, in an aesthetic sense, he let it go in a way that could appear selfish and careless. In the time he had it, he got...
Shut up! Shut this guy up. Not you. Not you, Jared.
It's
Nicholas Brooks. Shut up. Nicholas Brooks from, what was it, CBR.com?
Yeah.
Please shut up and stop watching Star Wars. I'm sorry that Han Solo's ship got messy. It tends to get a little bit messy when you're flying through asteroids being hunted by the Empire, or helping out an X-Wing blow up the Death Star, or flying into the second Death Star's core to blow that up, or all the other
outrunning
different adventures that you have,
outrunning a government with
the Kessel Run,
an oppressive government with an unlimited amount of resources at their disposal.
How about the Kessel Run, Nicholas Brooks? After Han Solo does the Kessel Run, two guys, right? One said yes, one said no. Lando did not want to do the Kessel Run. Han Solo said, if we use the droid's brain navigation, let's do the Kessel Run. That's it. Game over. Han Solo had the ingenuity, the intelligence, the creativity, and the guts and talent to pull off the Kessel Run. Lando didn't. Nicholas Brooks, don't watch Star Wars anymore. Retire. Quit your job. Quit. Stop it. Stop. Done. You're done.
I love how these guys
foolish
will come up with some of the worst fucking
Why are we wanting to go to retroactively crap on the legends? So
it's like Han Solo was a bad dad.
Yeah, we live in such a temporary modern society that now it's just we're going to go back and anything in the 70s and 80s and 90s, everything. We're just going to crap on all of it.
Well, they do that with
That's what happens.
It's not only that, though.
I hate society right now.
It's
the 2020s is the worst decade ever. Sorry, but it is. Most temporary, narcissistic, self-absorbed, uneducated society of all time where no one remembers what happened 5 years ago. And furthermore, people actually think it's an excuse to go, well, it happened before I was born. You hear this all the time. Well, that happened before I was born. I shouldn't know that. You know what things happened before I was born? World War II.
Vietnam.
Man
landing on the moon.
Beatles, Elvis, everything. But I know about some of these things. JFK assassination.
A lot of people don't
It happened before I was born. I shouldn't know it.
A lot of these,
I don't have the capability of reading.
It's Zoomers mostly. They honestly think the world started at 9/11. That's really like, they can't imagine a world like pre-internet, pre-cell phones. Like, you and I can remember.
I can't wait until I become president of the world, and that is a goal of mine. It was either going to become president of Disney or of Lucasfilm. I'll let Iger have his job. But kick Kathleen Kennedy's ass to the side and let Davey Mack run that show. Or if not, vote me as president of the world. I'm going to do a lot of good for a lot of people. First of all, I'm shutting the internet down. I don't know how people are going to hear Yaddle Chattle going forward, Jared. Not my problem. The internet's out. Goodbye.
I don't know if that's the answer, but I mean, you can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Oh yes, I can. Oh yes, I can. I will blow up every internet tower.
You're gonna cut the internet down. You're an internet
It's
lumberjack.
done. I'm unplugging it for good.
Well, okay.
Can we get out of here?
We got one more thing to do. We got points.
All right, we got points. Real quick, what after Yaddle Chattle, I always like to watch a Star Wars.
Okay.
Should I watch Solo based on today's discussion? Episode 2, because I'm feeling very Obi-Wan Kenobi-ish with Ewan McGregor. Or Andor, episodes 10 through 12. You make the decision right now.
Ooh. You know what? Go back and rewatch Solo.
Solo?
Yes.
I'm going to watch Solo tonight. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, we've got Joe Dallas,
Joey!
our official scorekeeper.
Thank you, Joe.
Shout out from the Florida Keys. It's time for the 60th show Diamond Anniversary episode
Can
point
you believe
breakdown.
it's 60 episodes, Jared?
I know. Jared, that was
Episode 100, we're going to have a party.
like
Okay.
another drinking show.
Maybe. We're going to have some kind of very special. Maybe we can get a Star Wars celebrity. Mark Hamill. I don't know what you're doing, bud, but in 40 weeks, can you come on Yaddle Chattle? Thanks, bud. I'm gonna consider that a yes, bud. I'll see you in 2024, bud. Oh, wait, 40 weeks might still be in this year.
No. We're halfway through the year.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Jared, that was really cool last show about Luke in Return of the Jedi wearing all dark colors. Then the flap open was white, meaning he's still on the good side. I never knew that. That's interesting.
Wait, you're saying your own comment was interesting?
No. That he didn't know that.
Joe Dallas, are you still going to give him points after he just mocked you?
No, I'm not mocking him.
He's taking a victory bow for the points you gave him. And then he's going like, I can't believe Joe Dallas didn't know that. I can't believe Joe Dallas didn't know that. That's what you just said.
I didn't mean it in that way.
It came across like that to me.
Well, I mean, I don't fancy myself a particularly bright or insightful person.
Oh my God, never give blood before Yaddle Chattle again. Or maybe you should give blood before Yaddle Chattle every episode, because I'm rather enjoying this.
Thank you very much.
You've probably got
Dallas.
more points from this episode than you've ever gotten. Even though you made me crazy several times, you always make me crazy.
Because
so
you didn't let me finish.
All right, I'm letting you.
Great job, Jared. Give Dave 50 points and you -10 because I should have known that.
See? You should have known that. And, again, Jared thought Luke Skywalker's outfit in Return of the Jedi is black. It is not. It is extremely dark brown. No, that's a true fact. Now, don't get mad at me. Now I'll be the quibbler. How's it feel? Now I'm quibbling with you. How's it feel, Quibby?
Quibby. Is that my new nickname? Is that like we gotta come up with a list of all the nicknames you've given me over the years? At one point, you were calling me Buttermaker, and I know it's a reference towards
Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears. And
Buttermaker was Walter Matthau.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know why you were calling me Buttermaker.
Yeah.
Though. You just were
I
like,
should have called you Ogilvy or something like the goddamn manager.
I thought you were going to say the fat.
Is Ogilvy the fat guy? Oh,
No,
yeah, you're
no.
right. Stein, or what was that one kid's name? I was thinking of the Rudy Stein with the glasses. Remember? He's the kid with the glasses and the big curly hair.
Yes.
And Buttermaker at the end, during the championship game, he says, lean into one. And the kid goes, oh, I don't want to.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, oh, I don't want to. This isn't a good idea. He's like really scared. And
course he
Buttermaker's
is.
like, come on, it's not going to hurt at all. He's like, I really don't want to. He like pushes him. That scene is the most realistic scene in the history of sports movies. I swear to God, I have seen that in real life.
Coach, like Little League
Like,
coaches.
yeah, coach going, take one for the team. And the kid's like, I don't want to. I don't want to. The coach's like, get out there and do it. That movie is way more realistic than people realize. Bad News Bears, one of the great sports movies ever, but this ain't Bad News Bears Channel. What?
Okay. So we'll start with the other listeners. Tom Cody has 5,701 points.
Well done, Tom.
Kevin Flynn has 6,201 points.
Kevin Flick.
Sith Stanley has 25,000 points.
25,000. Well, maybe Sith Stanley can make one final appearance for Father's Day. Wish, and I'd like you to perhaps say, how great I am.
As your not just father, but also emperor. Please tell the Yaddle people all the great things that Darth David does. Time and time again. Please.
I acknowledge you.
He acknowledges me, the tribal chief of Star Wars. Anything else you'd like to say for Father's Day, please?
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Now get out of here! Happy Father's Day to all you daddies out there. If we didn't mention it, happy Mother's Day to mommies. And how about this? A happy Grandparents' Day to grandparents. Why don't they do that?
They do, but it's just
Oh, it doesn't count? No one cares?
no one cares.
It's terrible. That's true. That's true. All right, so we're good? Do you have a thing?
Well, no,
before-
I have our points if you want to see our points.
Go ahead, yeah.
Well, apparently for the first time I'm in the positive with 308,858 and a half.
Okay.
And you have a commanding lead of 792,970, and then of course Joe.
I'm 8,000 away from 800,000, so give me 8,000 points right now, Joe.
And then
I want to get to that 800,000 point threshold. So 8,000 points for the Dave Man. Thank you.
Mr. Dallas has 68,864.
Give yourself 2,000 points, Joe, so you can get to the 70,000 threshold. And minus 8,000. Let's bring Jared down to 330 rather than bumping up Jared from 338 to 340,000. Let's get this ego in check, bring him down. So minus 8,000 for Jared, plus 8,000 for me, plus 2,000 for Joe. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
That's all we got.
let's get out of here. Star Wars Cage match. We gotta go.
Okay. Let's do Qui-Gon Jinn
Qui-Gon Jinn.
versus all of the Inquisitors.
All of the Inquisitors? That's a lot.
All right,
I mean-
we'll do Grand Inquisitor, and then was it the seventh brother? And
green one?
The green one.
All right.
Yeah.
Green one and
yeah.
Grand.
Yeah, we'll do 2-on-1.
Okay. Ready for the easy answer? The Inquisitors. Qui-Gon got beat by one Sith, Darth Maul. So 2 Inquisitors versus Qui-Gon. I think the Inquisitors are going to win, Jared. This seems like an easy one, especially if they both have double-sided lightsabers. That's like 4 lightsabers coming at Qui-Gon.
I don't know.
That's too much to handle. I'm sorry.
I thought Qui-Gon Jinn took the L on purpose He took the hit.
Oh, I don't think so at all. That was not an Obi-Wan Kenobi scenario where he sacrificed. I'm
Where do you
surprised
think-
you would say something that controversial as we're ending the show.
Oh,
There's no way he wanted to train Obi-Wan. Anakin. He wanted to be a father
Yes,
to Anakin.
but at
according to Dave Filoni, that is why that legitimately starts everything in the saga. Is Qui-Gon's death is extremely impactful because he was going to be a dad to Anakin.
Yes, however, at that point, he realized that he's got to pass the torch now to Obi-Wan.
No, that didn't happen.
Okay.
He did not sacrifice himself.
Okay.
I won that round, right?
I don't know.
Would you like to
Yeah, let's do it.
wrap it up here? Plug.
All right, the big thing is episode 3 now is out on Tales from the Satellite.
Oh my God, that's the show on patreon.com/EastsideDave where I'm discussing my nearly 10-year career. Ron and Fez, Opie and Anthony, special delivery starring Sam and Dave, and Davey Mac Sports Program XL, 4 of the greatest shows of all time at SiriusXM, which of course I was a part of.
And
we talk about that in this episode 3 was explosive. It was about Earl Douglas and the time he choked me. Live on the air.
So if you haven't gone over to patreon.com and subscribed, please do. Please tell your friends. Tell one friend about Yaddle Chattle, if you would, please, kindly.
Spread the word. Spread the word about all these shows. Davey Mac Sports Program, Yaddle Chattle, Eastside Dave and Son Wrestling Show, and yeah, Tales from the Satellite on patreon.com. Those other ones are free. But if you go to Patreon, you can get early access to each and every one of those shows. You get those shows released first. All of those shows. And then exclusively the Tales from the Satellite. We got to get out of here. Wrap it up.
Okay, follow Eastside Dave across all social media platforms at Eastside Dave, EastsideDaveCountry.com, YouTube, Eastside Dave
Wrap
TV.
it up, Feather. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Episode 60 in the books. He's Jedi Jared. I'm Darth David. Good night, everybody.
Good night.